Man, I hope my microphone works from this far away. I need to finish stuff, and I just set up my camera to walk in to say something without having any idea of what I should actually say. A recap for all those that don't know what I'm doing, which is probably none of you at this point, because this is all I can talk about. I'm taking this set, I'm upgrading it for video on my LEGO channel, and then that is all I'm doing today. That's all I'm doing. I'm eating as well. I ate once. I have to say, people that do this daily or have done this daily for a long time, or even super regularly, have me genuinely impressed. I'm thinking about all the channels that upload daily, and they have to constantly have something to do and constantly have to have an idea. I understand how that can get boring and repetitive very quickly, especially if someone's just doing the same thing over and over, thinking of a few LEGO channels specifically in mind. For me, at least, it takes so much effort to actually get up and get going if there's not something going on. And I have experienced it both now in this past week, where it's getting up and doing something is way, way, way easier than trying to figure out something and not leaving the house. One of the people that are probably most well known for being very good at this is Casey Neistat, and I was watching some of his older videos, just completely random ones that were being recommended, and I have to say that they do not have the same, they're not as well produced as I thought they were. Rather, they're very well done in terms of production. They are quite well done. The shots are usually really good. Their editing is simple but executed very efficiently. However, what he's actually doing in his day-to-day, and a lot of those things are just not that interesting. And it's wild to think, because I have such a positive view of the guy and his channel and the content that he's made, but looking at some of the videos individually, there's not a lot there. And that's both very surprising that my memory has completely just blocked out that, because of all of his positive aspects that bring everything else up, but that he didn't have to do much for it to keep being interesting for him to continue doing this. Now, sure, some of the random videos that were being recommended were well over 100 videos in, but man, that is almost encouraging. It's pretty encouraging when most people think of this guy that travels the world doing these crazy things, meeting all sorts of wild people and having these experiences that most people would never even imagine. Yet, that's not all the time. Oftentimes, he was just scooting around, getting from point A to point B, trying to figure out how to have something from that day. And oftentimes it was just him scooting around from point A to point B with a little bit too much footage of his drone showing not that much. That perspective of it relieves just a tiny bit of pressure. That doesn't take away from me having to show you the very little that I have going on to show you, which is just more building. Yay. To the person that asked if there's supposed to be 4 of these, yes there are. However, 4 would fit, I just don't have enough of these pieces. And doing a portion of it seems like I think it's enough to convey what it's supposed to be. No, I'm not buying more parts. I'm just doing what I have. I'm not going back and buying more parts. I won't do it. I have the majority of the fields, I guess, tiled, and it makes it look a lot better. There are a few spots I'm not sure what to do with. I think I'm gonna do some sort of mountains or ice popping out of there. But that whole back area with the shield generators, I'm not sure what to do, especially in the corner that's rather empty. But I do know I need to take a shower because I am stinking. Claire and I are discussing the possibility of producing these and selling them, and she's saying we should just go all out and make 100 of them and hope for the best and sell them off to someone else that can resell them somewhere else if it doesn't go well. I don't think we'd be able to sell 100, but now we're just trying to mess around and see if we can make the leg connections any stronger, because right now they're kind of flimsy, maybe too flimsy to sell. I'm not sure. So we're gonna see how that goes. I have a large portion of the thing done. I could probably finish it tomorrow, but plans are changing. The idea of making instructions and selling them for a few bucks for the ATST that I have talked about way too much, that later turned into, well, maybe how about making a few of them and selling them as kits, like brand new sets to people for whatever amount that would cost, has turned into, instead of that, let's make 100 of them and try to do 100. 100. That is a very exciting prospect. However, that also takes some time. Claire and I spent a large portion of time today going through and figuring out. She was doing a lot of the back-end work for this, but taking all the parts from the instructions that I made and the parts list that I had put together and ordering all of the parts that are needed for this monstrosity. But I can't just be satisfied with, oh, how about we make a set and sell that for the first time ever of either one of us really doing anything like this. How about I also do a gift with the purchase, or maybe just a secondary supplemental smaller set. So now it's going to be that, and then the eWeb blaster that I did for the mock as well, as like a side smaller thing for a few bucks to go along with it. Why? It went from a normal video to let's make a whole product line. Jesus. Two routes came up. Either I can keep on pace and get this video done before a convention that we're going to, Brickworld Chicago, in 2 weeks from now, and have it ready and like share it there and all that, or we can take a little bit of extra time, just a few extra days, to make sure all the packaging and all of the additional supplemental things that be put into that, like said trading cards that I mentioned earlier, yesterday, whenever, I don't know, and have all that really nailed down, and just so I feel confident and comfortable with it, because all those designs or all those decisions will impact, for the sake of consistency, any potential things down the line. So maybe that's a better idea. Waiting a few extra days and not rushing to get it out, and then not actually having the products in hand ready to go, and not doing pre-orders, because I feel a little uneasy about that. It's not the worst idea, just a little uneasy having stuff not actually together, not actually ready to go, not actually product tested, whatever that means, and selling it even though it's not ready, despite the fact that maybe 15 people are gonna buy these, maybe. That, or I could do another video in the next 2 weeks before the convention and just finish it up after said convention, and have the time for everything to get in, such as the parts that are coming from all over the world at this point, and then get the product packaging material. Yeah, there's a lot of things that go into it. So I'm gonna start another video and get that going and talk about that tomorrow, I guess, since that's the only thing I'm capable of talking about on this vlog, is whatever video I'm working on. Man, don't we miss the Atlanta, Georgia, Lorcana convention? Whew, it was uncomfortable to film there, but those were actually fun to do, and kinda, I wanted to do more with them, but those were fun to do, and I think they're some of the better ones that I have done in this, 17, 18, 19, however many days I've been doing this now, and it shows. A lot of people watch that, so I really need to figure out something else for tomorrow. Tomorrow's a new day.